Welcome back, friends, to the War Room. It's making a return after a seriously long break. I am coming back to the Age of Mythology Retold scene to cast my own games. In this game, I'm going to be playing against Isis. I decided that I'm just going to main this for a while. It's one of the strong gods according to Boyd's tier list after the Japanese DLC was released. Let me get all visibility here. Thank you very much. Wait, no. Yes, this one. So, fighting against Zeus. He bolts my pharaoh. I didn't know you could do that. I thought that wasn't a thing anymore, but I guess it is a thing. So, he dies. My opponent is deciding to be very aggressive. So, I'm just shanking down this Kataskopos. And the build order, I'm following off of Deities of Death, their website. They have tons of build orders for every single god. If you're struggling with what to do in the early game, definitely go check out their website. I find it to be an invaluable resource. I've been practicing both water builds and fast heroic. Now, my opponent here, I don't know if it's going to show him typing, or maybe he hasn't sent it just yet, but he has communicated to me via the chat box that he is going to be rushing me. So it's going to throw a little bit of a wrench into my proverbial bicycle wheel when it comes to aging up to the heroic age. So right now I'm just trying to, I'm like tabbing out, tabbing in, tabbing out, tabbing in, trying to follow this build order to the letter, whilst also doing a little bit of scouting. This is just more passively. This is like my third game, maybe fourth game I've played. The first three I was not following build orders. I was just kind of like winging it and getting fucking destroyed, whilst also lowering my MMR, which was very, very welcome. So my headspace right now is that I'm just trying to do the build order. Scouting is kind of like, if I can remember to do it and come back to this priest and move him around and build some obelisks, which are dirt cheap because I'm playing as Isis, awesome, more power to me. Let's actually keep it as hidden and just go right over to him. So he's doing a great job scouting everything with this lovely Kataskopos, doing a great job. Love that. It's such a nice Greek unit. And he's going to be pumping out his hero at some point to come harass me. There, nope, going through Athena. Maybe he's gonna get it now while he's aging up. So I got Flood of the Nile and putting down my temple, sending off my priest who is idle. He should be building more obelisks. There we go. Okay. Not Ajax, excuse me, because I'm playing against Zeus. His Jason now comes out, and he's going to be sending this bad boy straight on over to whack whatever he can. Is it worth bolting pharaohs? Is that like a good use of bolt, or is it better to bolt the Sphinx or a Nubite that comes out? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. If you have more experience than I do and you're not a fresh player, feel free to comment in the comments section. I'd love to know what you think. So I'm going up through Bast. Now, a mistake I made in the build order is I'm supposed to be queuing up after I hit classical. I'm supposed to be queuing up the, what is the upgrade? Husbandry, that's one of them, but then also, is it not here? Where is it? No, it's got to be in this, right? Why can't I see it? What's happening? Okay, well, let's just see if it comes through at some point. The build order also says to get some relics, so I'm picking up Hands of the Pharaoh, which allows my priest to pick up relics and increases their attack range, as well as line of sight, which is nice. So there's a buildings are constructed faster, meh, you know, I guess, whatever. But it's also favor trickle, so it's not the worst thing in the world, even if the relic kind of sucks, because it is boosting your favor trickle. Now, yeah, there we go. His Jason, and he's throwing a Minotaur coming on my base here. I'm panicking at this point because I'm wanting to just go to the heroic age, and I'm realizing fuck, I can't just dedicate everything into the heroic age, so we're trying to get up a barracks. In hindsight, maybe it would have been better to get sentry towers. But he said he's rushing, so I'm assuming more is coming after this. So we quickly snipe down the Minotaur, try to shank down this Jason a little bit, and then return everything back to business as usual. I'm getting some axemen. Just to have something around. Not getting a ton because I still, again, want to save up all of my money to go to the heroic age. I'm realizing that I'm kind of really struggling with the gold, so I'm kind of eventually going to move this pharaoh over here to gold to offset that, which should happen somewhere now. He did a great job at shanking down my obelisks. Let me see where he's at over here. I think that was on his way over. He did that. So this is a mistake. I don't think I should really come up here to the hunt. I should be getting these chickens and then going to these berries. Getting husbandry, maybe going onto the cows. I'm not sure exactly when I need to be doing that. So this is a big mistake that I made. This didn't really need to happen. My Sphinx took unnecessary damage. I forced a restoration out of him, which is pretty good. I don't think he needed to do that necessarily. So I'm just gonna be like, cool, let's back the fuck up. This is kind of like a waste of resources. Going for the pharaoh, I think, made a bit of a mistake on his part. Maybe shanking down, swatting those villagers would have been a better use of his time. I think he could have killed some of them, actually, if he would have prioritized those over the pharaoh. So I panic, put up another 2 barracks. How much are these, by the way? 75, so 150 gold down the drain. I don't necessarily know if I needed to do that. I'm getting watchtowers. I think maybe 1 barracks and watchtowers would have been enough, and then maybe throwing up a wall here would have been better, but whatever. I do have a priest over here. I see he's coming over to this, and I'm trying to keep my priest alive to get some more scouting intel. Putting more. Okay, now I'm empowering the gold mine, which is great, the mining camp. Getting some more villagers onto the gold mine eventually. This rally is a bad rally. I'm like, fuck, this prosperity is doing nothing for me right now. Let's just cast that to get some more gold in so we can get to this fast heroic. As you can see, I'm really behind on villagers, military, production, behind on all of it. But we have a game plan and we're sticking to it. So he's going to be coming up in here and just kind of poking at this position. Not much he can do. You know, he's whittling it away. But it's fully blocked off. Can't come up. Now, bringing my axeman down is going to scare him away. I think he could have just sat here and maybe busted one of these down. I don't think he necessarily needed to do that. But I was happy that that had that effect. So now I'm about to hit 800 food. Have maybe a little too much on gold. I could have maybe put one more on food, one more on wood, perhaps. But whatever. We're about to be there. He sacks his Kataskopos. Mistake on his part. And now we're going up through Nefertiti. Now, I recognize, at around this point, I recognize that I need to know what his comp is. So I've seen Hoplites and I've seen Toxotos. So I'm going to be wanting to make Axemen and Slingers. And maybe layer in a little bit of, pepper in a little bit of myth units, some Sphinxes, and perhaps some more priests to counter anything he's throwing up at me. Now he's getting some Pegasus. I like that by him. That feels really strong. Has some military buildings over here. Pegasus are coming out to just keep an eye on these town centers. But I'm not worried about that at all. Now he has gotten a second town center here. And he's had it for a little bit now. And I see that. So I'm wanting to put some pressure over there. My idea here, as I'm about to age up, as I'm wanting to send my Sphinx and my Scorpion Man over there to do some economic damage using the Ancestors Eclipse to just really wreck his economy and try to catch up here. I'm slowly starting to take a military lead, so I'm going to be wanting to use that to put a lot of pressure on using this fast heroic. The Sphinx, it has crush damage, so I don't know if there's an argument to be made about maybe putting resources into upgrading the Sphinxes, getting the what are the different upgrades here? The Cryo Sphinx and the Hyro Sphinx, because it both upgrades their crush damage quite a bit. Now there was an upgrade. What is the upgrade that I wanted to get here? Did it come through at all? Is it in this one? I forget exactly where it's at. Oh my god, maybe it's under villagers. Here we go. Sacred Cats. I picked this up also late, as well as Husbandry being really late. That's something I need to get a lot earlier in. The Sacred Cats improving the food gather rates of everything. Huntables, herdables, farms, berry bushes. It's very, very good technology. So, putting some pressure on this side, just to draw his attention away. While I move, because I know he has like a stronger army right now because I lack enough slingers to really contend with him. So I'm just sending these guys up here. Now this is going to be really, really good. Look at all these villagers caught out here. Immediately use Ancestors Eclipse. Just deal a ton of damage to these guys. Already killed 2, 3 villagers, 4, 5 villagers, 6 villagers, 7 villagers, 8 villagers. And look, his villagers plummeted. We're almost equal now. So now I'm going to try to pressure this town center. I think if I had a couple more Sphinx, that crush damage, I could have really sniped this thing fairly quickly. He's going to try to repair. I'm just going to cool, you want to take him out? Awesome. I'm just going to do more damage. Maybe that was a poor decision. Maybe I should have just taken maybe the Scorpion Man off and let the Sphinx and the Ancestors pressure this down. So I don't actually get this, but we deal a lot of economic damage. And now we're coming up here. We're going to be putting our rallies down, sending in a compilation of Axemen, Slingers, Priests to deal with any Myth units he wants to get out. Bringing our Myth units down here and keeping up the pressure. Now I know he has this town center, and that's bad for me. So my intention is trying to do as much damage as possible here. He's getting some Peltast, some Toxotos, and right about here, I'm not looking at my army right now. This is going to cost me a little bit, but I don't take too long. I catch it kind of fairly decently. I'm going to run my Myth units away from the Jason, put my Axemen on the Jason, Myth units on the Toxotos are the biggest threat right now because I don't have enough Slingers to adequately combat them. So I want to keep my Axemen alive so they can keep pressuring all this stuff over here. My Myth units are doing so much damage, and he does the GG. So can I go backwards? No. So I can't also. Oh, I can mask that. Okay. So couple things to keep in mind here. Let me go to him. He does have this town center. So besides the mistakes I previously talked about, right now I do have in the queue heavy Axemen, medium Slingers. And I'm thinking about coming up here, which I already have, and throwing down a Migdal. And then I could maybe think about walling up and taking this area. Maybe it would be better, though. I don't have enough to get a town center, so that was something else that I was thinking about. What do I have on this side? He has a Pegasus here watching that as well. Nothing really around here besides wood. I mean, these gold mines are here, but they're not really great. I think a much better one would be this. And then put a Migdal here. So Migdal here, but I don't have this information, do I? I mean, kinda. I know there is a town center up here. Okay, so Migdal here to protect this gold mine. Or maybe it'd be better just to try to go. Let me see. Maybe Migdal Town Center. to get that gold mine, or maybe Migdal here and then grab the town center afterwards and then have that gold mine and then just put a bunch of walls up behind this push. He had a bunch of resources, so I'm not sure exactly why he had a bunch of archery ranges. I'm not sure why he gave up so soon. It's a lot of pressure on his temple, but I don't know if that was necessarily game. Maybe it was. I don't know. I could have been pressuring this. I should have kept. Maybe made another Scorpion Man. That would have been devastating to him because it would have taken him off gold. So that would be good. So behind this, and Scorpion Man costs wood. I'm pretty sure, right? Let me see here. Yeah, so wood. So for this build, putting more onto wood, transitioning over to wood, so I can pump some Scorpion Men to harass his economy while I'm pushing, then trying to throw down a Migdal. But maybe that's not even necessary. Maybe the Migdal is a waste of resources. Maybe I should just be focusing on... No, the Migdal is good to protect the gold mine. Maybe not getting a town center is the right move. And then Migdal, secure the next gold mine for myself. Pump some Scorpion Men, maybe 1 or 2 to harass his economy, because all of his forces are going to be here engaging me. Putting pressure here. And I mean, I need to get rid of this town center. So my next thing is after the Migdal, or maybe even before the Migdal. No, I want to make it safe. So after the Migdal, bringing a villager up here to throw down a siege works, and I need wood for that too. So regardless, I'm gonna need wood for the siege workshop, which only costs 75, very cheap. So I can do that early. While I'm putting a Migdal down, I could be throwing people up, or a villager up here to put down some siege workshops, maybe here, or even try to get it far back over here, so that I can pressure with the Scorpion Man and a siege works to snipe down the settlement while I'm pushing. And I think that would be really good. Now I have 10 on wood, so it's pretty good, and I'm getting, or I might have already gotten. I did not get it just yet. So I think I was thinking about getting, wait, do I have pickaxe though? I don't have pickaxe. That can't be right. Applied upgrades. I mean, these are the ones that I got. That shit's in the build order, right? I should have pickaxe. So that's also a mistake I made if I didn't have that. That's something that I should have gotten as well. So yeah, I have a good amount on wood, so I should be getting the wood upgrade to support the siege towers and the Scorpion Men to harass. I got some good favor. How much are Scorpion Men in terms of favor? 24. Wow. 24 is kind of insane. 550. What's the special? I don't know where the special... how much damage the special does. That's kind of insane. Yeah, maybe I need another monument up then. Because around, if this was to continue, right, pretty shortly, I'd have enough to do one more Scorpion Man. So a Scorpion Man coming up here with the siege tower to pressure, siege tower busting this down, Scorpion Man to take out all the villagers that maybe are trying to shank the siege tower, or just the ones here mining to just harass and create more discord and idle and just fucking tank his economy further. Yeah, let me see how much a siege tower is real quick. 100 gold, 200 wood, so pretty expensive. Does a shit ton of damage. So we kind of want to protect those. Those are kind of like a hefty investment. So it needs a lot of wood for that. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if this split here is good in terms of resources. I need a lot more on on food. I kind of made that mistake. I should maybe be taking like 6 off of this and maybe coming back to hunt these aurochs. I think I saw deer up here. Yeah, I could have got these deer now at this point. So that could be done a lot better. And just maybe walling off some of these areas down here would be good, just to secure my own borders. Yeah. So all in all, I feel like this is really good. I was getting my ass kicked nonstop, and this is my first win after coming back. So I'm really, really happy about this. Even though I was kind of on the back foot the whole time, it felt like, because he was just rushing me and I was not prepared for that. This actually was a really good counter to that. The Answers to Eclipse did a lot of damage and allowed me to kind of stabilize and push up with all of my forces. So, yep, GG's. This was a good one. Learned a lot. It's kind of crazy because I wouldn't normally watch my own replays, but because I'm also making content out of this, it's kind of forcing me to watch my replays and kind of break down, right? Because that's like the angle of the content to make it interesting and fun. So it's kind of amazing what you do learn. Like, it's just a really good example or a really good proof of like how valuable it is to watch your own replays to see what you messed up on, what you could have done better. And yeah, thank you for watching this with me. Hope you learned a lot as well. Let me know what gods you're maining in the comments below. If you had any feedback or suggestions, if you're a higher ELO player than I am, definitely welcome your constructive criticism and feedback. I am wanting to improve my game. So yeah, thanks for watching.